Hey there, Muse fans. It's me, your favorite Muse, Sheba Creative AF. Okay, this has been such an interesting week here in Houston. Like, I wasn't even going to postpone Thursday's mixer last week. And then the storm happened, and I was so glad that I did. And now I have a mixer this Thursday. And the thing about it is, I usually push really hard just before, like with text messages and like newsletters and all kinds of things. And I just don't have the energy for that this week. So I think what I want to talk about today is event marketing. I want to talk about event marketing because I think there's a lot of people who have um, misconceptions about how you market and advertise for events. And I think it's very cute. I think it's very cute to imagine yourself, and this has happened to me too, as an individual who has so much influence that you don't need to properly advertise and market for an upcoming event. But here's the truth, guys. You are not Beyonce. I am not Beyonce. No matter how many people you have influence over, how many followers you have, how many people view your stories, none of that matters when it comes to selling tickets to events, because people are getting so tired of spending their money to go to events that literally leave them wanting. I was listening to a group discuss yesterday putting together a business expo. And one of the concerns on the call was that a lot of business expos and business events don't teach you anything. And that has been my experience. I mean, I wasted at least 4 months and at least $800 in event tickets going to events that either did not host my target audience. So if I was going there to look for leads, I didn't find any because the people there weren't who I was looking for, or what was promised wasn't there. And the thing about it is like events in Houston are starting to feel like a cash grab or like a scam in a lot of cases. And that is very unfortunate because there is a lot of knowledge in Houston. There's a lot of smart, intelligent people. But I think we don't necessarily know how to drive traffic to a particular room. And now it's becoming very much, you've got to have a celebrity or you've got to have an influencer, and they have to have heavy stroke in order for people just to automatically be like, well, I'm going. Because what they want to see is, what am I going to get from this? Or how's it going to impact me? So one of my friends is associated with an event coming up, and she mentioned something like this to me, just that she thought that the marketing could use a boost. Like it could really benefit from, just like what I said, something where everybody kind of talks about what they're offering or what they're bringing to the table. And so that's really the thing. You cannot just post your flyer one time and be like, everyone's coming, because no, they're not. You can't even post your flyer 2 times and be like, everyone's coming, because no, they're not. Like, I have a formula. If you want 50 people in your room, and especially if the ticket price is not low, if you want 50 people in your room, that means you have to show your opportunity to at least 5,500 people. At least 5,500 people. And then you probably are close to the guarantee of the 50. But as the ticket price goes up, and that's even on a free event, because people are not guaranteed to even go. Here's the problem with free events. We are all going to RSVP, but if we didn't pay any money for it, if something else comes up, we're not going to go because we didn't spend any money on it. We didn't invest in it. So, and we're not losing anything if we don't show up. Right? Okay. So as the ticket price goes up, you have to show that the value is there so that people will purchase the ticket. And I know I've talked about this before, maybe not to this group of people, but I'm going to share something right now. When I did Healthy Vibes many years ago, I probably posted like at least 70 times, 70 to 100. And there were like 150, 200 people there. But it's because I would not shut up about it. So that's the thing, is like when I talk to people who have events, they're like, well, I posted a couple times. Well, why are you not posting about this every day if it's that important to you? So here's the thing. If you're not going to be able to post every day, then you need to have more than one person posting. It needs to be like 5 people who post, I don't know, 2-3 times a week. So it's like getting a collective group together who have a similar mission in regards to your event, and everybody acts as an ambassador and then does the marketing as a unit. So like when we started doing the mixer here, we were not getting very many people, but it was primarily because I was posting by myself to the chamber page as many times as I could, but sometimes that was not very many. And people started complaining, people who were coming and attending, or people who were participating in various ways. And I was like, okay, well, here's a novel idea. Fucking help me. You see me posting. I am now I have a different strategy. But at that time I was like, I'm literally planning the event, making sure that it's being executed properly, and I'm doing all the marketing, and you want to complain because we don't have a full room? Help me. Like, I can't do everything. One person cannot do everything. Okay. But you have to have multiple channels for your messaging. Like, you've got to hit people in text. You got to hit people in email. You got to hit them on social. You also need to be posting your events on all of the free event calendars across the city, and doing, let's see what else. You could even do push cards like these. You could do push cards like these. Leave them in the places where your target demo is going to be at. Like, that is still a thing. And, you know, in terms of publicity, because a lot of my clients come to me and they want to do publicity. Publicity is great for events. It's amazing for events. But this is what has to be in position. In order for the publicity to work or to do what it needs to do, everything has to be set up already. Like, the link has to be easy to get to. The selling points have to be there. And you have to also be talking about your event. So like, if I take you to the news station and they bring you on and you're talking about the event, but then whenever people get over to your page, they don't see anything about it, they're going to be like, well, hell, this motherfucker don't want to go to their own party. So why should I get a ticket? You know? So when you're having an event and it is really your focus, don't worry about selling anything else. Everything else will sell. You've got to push the event. Okay. All right. So I guess that's it for right now, because I'm just rambling, but you know, that's what really these are, just me rambling. And I do have an episode 3 and 4. So it's actually one episode, but I'm going to cut it in 2 because it's like 55 minutes long. And I would really rather not publish anything that's longer than 30 minutes. Because I know people's attention span is like, womp, womp, womp. They start seeing stuff that's like an hour, 50 minutes from me, they're going to be like, well, I definitely ain't listening to that. So it's Wilfred Hamilton. He's the host of We Hate You Internet. And so that's what I'll be pushing out probably within the next 2 weeks. I mean, it took me a damn month to get LaCream Simpson Jinx edited and uploaded. But you know what the biggest issue was? And this is my own fault. Is I started publishing that and the show during Mercury retrograde. Y'all, I never advise starting anything during Mercury retrograde. Now, the thing is that I was already planning the Sheba show, so that gives it a little bit more stability. But oh my God, because if I had not been resilient, I would have quit because I was running into so many different obstacles when I was getting ready to push that episode. So many. So finally I got it up. But yeah, if you run into this problem where you decide, you know what, I just want to take over the world during Mercury retrograde, don't launch anything. Don't launch it yet. Launch it after Mercury retrograde because it's going to be hard for you to like build momentum and like keep it in that time. So waiting. And I mean, I'm not mad that I didn't wait because I needed to put it out because I've been talking about it for probably over a year. So it's just time. But the trials and the tribulations, I could have done without. Okay. So yeah, so happy full moon to those of you who celebrate. I had a really interesting dream last night that so interesting. I was looking at the sky and I was next to this man who was like, it's the moon, but he was speaking Spanish. And then all of a sudden this like guy flies into the sky with like this intricate bird costume. It was dope. But anyway, there was like a bunch of different lights in the sky and there was like all these different lines, almost like your astrological signs. And they were all like converging and it was just really interesting. Just thought I'd share that. Anyway, so that's this episode of Something Else. Thank you guys for continuing to listen to the Sheba Show and for showing up for me online. So if you want to follow me, if you want to see what I do, if you want to watch me work, come and follow me on Instagram at Muse Brand MGMT, MUZE Brand MGMT. Okay. And so yeah, that's it for now. And I'll see you later. And don't be a self-hater.